Welcome to Two Women Who Give a Puck. My name is Sarah.
And I'm Tara.
And we are here to highlight the experiences of females in hockey, both players and coaches, and provide tangible action items to create a more positive environment within that space. And we are back.
We're back.
And it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Again, hockey season, full-time jobs.
Hockey season.
Hockey season. It's mainly a hockey season.
Hockey season.
Yeah. But we only have my daughter's district tournaments are next week. Our boys
I said we're done
are in
2 weeks. Yep.
2 or 3 weeks, so
Yep.
we may be able to
Have life again.
Yeah. breathe a sigh of relief.
Yep.
And be on a bit more.
Yeah.
But we are very excited for our guest today. So we have Julie Johnson, who is the mother of one of our buzzer beater players.
And mother-in-law.
And mother, what?
Lindsay. Lindsay's my daughter-in-law.
Oh,
I did not know
we're learning
that.
all sorts
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. So are you the inspiration for them to get started?
For Lindsay, well, I shouldn't say for sure. It actually both of them. We kind of all played hockey, like my family, and then they just feel kind of left out. So
Right.
I'm not sure what the driver, what actually tipped Lindsay over the edge. Jennifer had played before, JV in high school, and then Lindsay just started, and you saw her on the ice. She just goes for the puck.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, and they ended up loving it. I told them. So I've been involved with Chicks with Sticks for a long time, and they have multiple teams. Like I've helped start multiple teams, and they still had a team, and I was trying to get them originally on that team, and then your team was formed, and I said, you guys have to get on the first year, like the inaugural year of that team, because I know how it goes. Like it's so exciting for everyone.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they got on that, and they had a blast this year. I mean, you guys were amazing coaches, and the teammates. I mean, they loved
They have the best teammates.
yeah. And then Lindsay ended up moving back down to Arizona.
Yeah.
So she's gonna miss it, but I don't know if she'll make it back for some games or
I hope so.
maybe state. We were working on her for not state, but year-end tournament. But
right.
yeah, we were working on her for that, but
Right.
We'll see.
So what got you into the game?
Well, actually, so let me say my very first introduction to hockey. I used to live in Alaska, and they had this outdoor rink, and the Jason mask that the goalies had. And I remember walking by the rink, and the goalie turned to me, and it was so scary. I never had anything to do with hockey since then, until we bought a house. We moved to Mound and bought a house, and the person that we bought the house from just convinced me to play, and she worked on me for a while, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And so I get out there, and I'm such a chicken. I'm the biggest chicken. So I get out there, and I'm holding on to the boards, and there's nothing to hold on to. I didn't know that. And there's 1 inch, that I'm going like this. And it was at I don't know if you've ever been to a clinic, but it was at a Chicks with Sticks clinic, and there were 20 women lined up, all ready to do their drills, and I'm out there, just getting started. And Mike Curdy, who is actually now a good friend of mine, but he turns to everyone, and I heard this years later, people remembered and told me later, but they're he turned around and he said, "No, there was a waste of $250 worth a year." Because I mean, I was so bad. And anyway, so I had all the tags on the gear. I was gonna return it, but then I tried one more time, and then I don't know, there's just something about it. You just get hooked, right?
Yeah.
So
So how old were you?
40.
40. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And is Chicks with Sticks a separate organization, part of WHAM?
Yeah, it's separate from Wham.
Okay.
Yeah. So they actually did that right before I came here. I was at Chicks with Sticks Hockey League, it's called, and Mike holds it Mondays and Fridays. And there's just a ton of ladies that do it, and it's different than clinics, and it's different than games. I mean, it's just a different kind of hockey. It's just a little more laid back. Games are a little more serious, clinics, you're learning. So although we are learning during these Monday and Fridays, but
Yeah.
it's a ton of fun. And then my daughter, so my son started, I think it was that year, and he's the youngest. And then my daughters started maybe the year after. I said, you should just try it. And then their second year, my middle daughter, I think she was skating out. She became a goalie eventually, but she had signed up and then said, I don't want to do it anymore. And I said, oh no, you have to. You've already signed. You committed.
Yep.
And she said, Mom, you can't live your life vicariously through me. And I went, oh, honey, I have my own hockey life. I'm not living it through. Right? All right. I have to give her a hard time about that every now and then.
Right. Now you got it on record.
Yeah. But yeah, the rest is history, I guess, after that first clinic.
So you just fell in love with the game and you continued to play. And because now within Wham, you're playing, are you playing in
Yeah.
too?
Yeah. So my team is B3. I'm really a lower level than that, but I managed the team, so they let me stay. And then they started the over 50 league, so I'm playing in that. So I'm 62 now, so
So
I really kind of want that over 60 league. But
it'll take over 50 first.
yeah, I'll start with that. They did have an over 40 like a few years ago. And that was kind of before or after the season, and now this is during the season. So
Okay.
I'm hoping they do a before or after. It gets kind of difficult to have that much hockey.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but-
And there's kind of other leagues too that are kind of doing the spring and summer and fall.
Yeah.
So you don't always get the
Yeah.
Wham. Yeah, I heard that they might have an over 45. So our team was going around to see like, ooh, who's over 45? I'm like, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm very interested for when I get there.
Yeah, they could do like an over 40 and an over 50,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, there's more than enough. I think
Yeah.
there's more than enough ladies to
Yeah.
cover that because a good chunk of my team is we have a few 20-year-olds that can kind of keep us going, and then the rest of us are.
Yeah, that youth matters.
I don't know. It does make a difference. Yeah, except a few. Actually, my great niece is now on my team.
Oh, fun.
And it's just a different style of hockey. I have a 5-foot buffer, and in COVID, it became a 6-foot buffer. But that's just, I'm just a chicken. Like I said, I don't like getting inside someone's bubble, and I don't, it's scary for me when they get in mine. But the youth or the younger players, it doesn't bother them at all. They get in there and maybe there's more control. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, my great niece is on my team this year, and it's been really fun. So I'm getting the whole family in.
That's just it. That's the purpose of this podcast is to get more and more people in because it's a wonderful game. And then the more and more women who get in, the more and more people see that this is a great sport for women and girls to play.
And then
Yeah.
more opportunities are created for people to get involved in different leagues, like the over 50 and the
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So when you first started hockey, what did people say? Were they like,
And it's a waste of money for that gear. Well, because I'm not sportsy, so I think that they're still surprised. They look at me and go, "Oh, really? You play hockey?" But yeah, it wasn't. I never grew up playing sports or anything, so I think they were just kind of surprised that I was playing. But now it's just a staple. They know that about me.
Right. So it's just a sport that you can't. The first sport you played, and
Yeah.
now you can't give it up. And that's what's so amazing about like the buzzer beaters. There's so many different stories and backgrounds, and
Yeah.
like it's not you have to be the most athletic person like in general to pop in and play hockey and have a great time and play it for 20 plus years now.
Right.
So as you've been playing it and loving it and enjoying it. And so there's so many opportunities for everyone to really get in and play, no matter your background in athletics or your
Yeah.
age. So it's just so inspiring to hear of really getting into kind of the buzzer beaters and Wham and just more and more stories of people starting at at different ages, at different
Yeah.
times.
So the group of women that you play with, did most of them start as youth players, or they start as adult players, or?
Most of them started as adults. We're gradually getting younger players on our team, and then they've had a little youth experience. But, I mean, at my age, they didn't have hockey, so girls hockey anyway. So, yeah, I think the over 50 or, you're not going to find as many, if any, I suppose, people that played hockey when they were younger. But, yeah, we're finding when we're adding people, they've had a little bit of hockey. And, for my kids, the reason I wanted them to, sign up for hockey and do that was just because it's a lifelong skill. I mean, we're in Minnesota. You can go take your skates and go out on the lake or find a pond somewhere. It's just a fun thing to do, just pick up hockey with your friends. So
Mhm.
that's all I really wanted for the kids. I mean, it wasn't, planning NHL for my son or
Yep.
Frost for right. So, yeah, but it's just and as a family, we've had a lot of fun with it. So,
Right.
So
Yeah.
does everyone in the family play hockey now?
my son-in-law does not. He did try, but he does. He's into boxing. This is Jennifer's husband. But yeah, everyone and my daughter doesn't right now, but she had.
Okay.
So, and she would probably pick it up again. She just moved back from Colorado.
Well, it is different here when we have a typical winter. Like this
Yeah.
winter
Oh,
has been a bit more of a typical winter where they can actually go out and play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except
Out
cold.
well,
yeah.
cold. Recently, it's been
Very cold.
yeah, 10,
Yeah.
20, just terrible. But that's
Yeah.
next week's gonna be better.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's been great. Like my son has been going to the outdoor rink, and it is kind of this like it's a Minnesota skill to have because
Mhm.
sometimes hockey friends come with him. But one time he was like, "There's just a bunch of high school kids there." Not high school hockey players, but just high school kids.
Yep.
There were like 10 of them. And he's like, we just all threw our sticks in and I went and played. And he felt really good about himself. He was like, I just dominated them. It's like, well, yeah, you probably,
Let's hope so.
you've had a lot more experience.
Yeah.
But even just, I mean, those high school kids, they get out there, they know how to skate, not to the extent of like you played organized and you really know your edges, but it's like you know how to skate, you kind of know the game. They have sticks, like you have hockey equipment, so it's kind of like hockey in the winter, swimming in the summer are kind of the I guess expected norms maybe of Minnesota with things that you just learn and enjoy and love. And it's a great way. The winters get long and
Yeah.
cold and
Mhm.
sad and dark.
Fall. Fall. Are you ready for spring?
So it's been a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then it gives you a way to enjoy, that cold and that dark and actually still be able to get outside and have a great time. I mean, I've dropped Cody off and he spent like 2, 3 hours
Yep.
out there playing.
Yeah. I mean, that was my childhood. Is we lived across the street
Right.
from an ice rink or outdoor rink, and that's how we spend our free time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for a woman, any age, who's like, hockey's not for me? Because I have been trying a lot of the hockey moms. I keep saying I'm gonna rent ice and then we're all gonna go and play. And I point to some of them. I was like, you're gonna come and you're gonna come. And they're like, oh no, 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 no. I can't do that. Like I'll break an ankle, I'll do this, I'll do that. And so what advice do you have to those ladies on the hockey moms that I encounter that say absolutely no?
I say just try it. I mean, I would never have tried it until someone pushed me. I wouldn't have tried it unless someone did that. And she pushed and pushed. She doesn't even play anymore. But I wouldn't have even thought about it. It wouldn't have crossed my mind. And you don't know until you try it. It's really one of those things. And especially, when you're in a group of everyone's in the same boat, you're all just starting or trying it for the first time, that's a comfortable place to be, I think. So we have done clinics. Minnetonka Youth used to put on a Moms on Ice, it was called. And it was a fundraiser, and then a bunch of the moms would come of the youth and try out hockey. And, we'd have a bunch of gear for them to borrow, and a lot of them ended up playing after that. Some of them didn't, but, yeah, a lot of them. I mean, until you try it, you don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. And I think it's also good for moms to do that so they understand how hard it is for their kids. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a lot of kids that, once they learn it, they kinda make it look easy, and then when they make mistakes, the parents are like, "Why did that happen?" Or "Why did you do that?" And it's like, "Well, you come try this." Like,
Move your feet. I've heard that. Are you
yeah.
kidding?
All right. Yep. Or "Why did you make that pass?" Or "How come you missed that shot?" Like, "Don't Mom, Dad, come try."
Yeah. Yep.
If you know what's going on in my head, it's way better than, what is actually happening on the ice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's a very different game when you're actually on the ice. You get the helmet on and
Yeah.
someone's coming at you.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different game from that vantage point.
We had videoed some of our games, like, way back, and in my mind, there were 2 players, and they were, like, right on me, and then I saw the video later, and they're so far away. They're, like, half a rink away.
Yeah.
In my mind, they were right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's very different. No, and it is great that there are so many more spaces where people new to especially females new to the game can join in. But and you did bring up a theme that we've talked about a lot is that asking.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm. Yep.
that's and asking multiple times. So not just the first time you said no and who it sounds like maybe
Maybe 6 times.
yeah, no, like there are quite a few times.
Mm.
But it's that as women, we tend to not jump into new things as easily, especially if it seems like a space that's not necessarily meant for us, which
Yep.
hockey can seem like that space even here in Minnesota. So it's important to ask for associations too to provide those opportunities, kind of those safe spaces for women to get more involved and to start to feel more comfortable. So yeah, our association too, Tara and I did an hour of
Learn to play.
moms
Yeah.
learn to play, which was a blast. And I feel bad. I'm sorry, ladies, if any of you are listening. I still do plan on buying, some more ice time and getting once the youth isn't taking over
Yeah.
our ice time as much. And we don't have to go at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. I
Yeah.
figured people wouldn't want to go at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday.
I would go. Yeah.
But the what 10-ish women that we had just absolutely loved
Yeah, they
it
did.
too, and want more, and we will get more. We will
Yep.
get more. I promise. We will get more.
Do they play now, or it was just kind of a one-time
It was
thing?
kind of a one-time deal, and then yeah, talked about they want to do it more. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of
Setting it up and
yeah,
doing it. And
yeah. But yeah, they didn't join Wham, but every time any organization has a like try hockey for free, like Puck Yeah, we had Jenna on
Mhm.
earlier. She soon-ish is doing a
Yeah.
try hockey for free
I
in
think I saw that,
February. I
yep.
think in February, and then I know Wham had one recently, and they do the like hockey 101s typically in like May-ish. So I definitely am sharing those and
Yeah.
mentioning those to as many ladies as I
Yeah,
can.
and I think it's important, that whole asking thing, because if I had ever even thought about playing hockey and I hadn't normally done it, I wouldn't know where to go to even begin to look for
Right.
how do you start playing hockey. But if somebody asked me, like, "Do you wanna go to this clinic?" Or, "Do you wanna come try hockey for free?" Or, like, if somebody is asking me, then I'm much more apt to be like, "Oh, yeah, I'll go do that." But if they're interested, I mean, some people might be interested and just have no idea how to even start that process, and, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, and it has to be a group thing, right? Because, you said the individual. I mean, if you think about it, everything about hockey is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on blades, on ice, and in all this gear, and just everything is out of someone's comfort zone if they've never done it, probably. So, doing it all together as a group, like the youth teams, I
Mhm.
think is a great resource for gathering those women. And then again, they can relate to what their kids are doing on the ice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and just thinking of, like, how we talk about getting more girls in the game. I mean, you were really a catalyst for your 2 daughters then playing. So
For adult, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it really
Or yeah, I
even when
yeah,
they're
they
younger.
were younger, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is part of, like, the more women who get in the game feel very uncomfortable, but still love the game, like, then the more it'll encourage, the girls to play.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to women's hockey, adult women's hockey than just playing the game, there's like, I know the buzzer beaters have a book club now.
Yeah.
No. And there's, you can do things like like the pond hockey tournament. I know we did that one year and it was raining and we were just like drenched. Like everything was, you'd fall and the water would go up your
Right.
breezers. But those are memories that we'll always have. And then we always go to Duluth. Every year we bring our team to Duluth. And I mean, it's just those outside things, although that's still skating, but we try and do an excursion like the ice caves or things like that. But it's more than just hockey, it's just the ladies that you meet and um there's just and it's a small community too, so there's other teams that you end up knowing people from those teams too. So
When I think that's another important point is, especially when you have young kids at home, you kind of lose your community a little bit, and it's a great way to either rebuild your community because, like, there might be people you already know there, or it's a great way to build a new community, or if you're new to the area, it's a great way to meet people, particularly in Minnesota where it's really hard to meet people.
in the winter,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 And so I think that's another really important piece is just it helps you build a community that's not you're not just showing up at the rink, playing a game, and going home. There's so much more that's happening. I mean, I had to tell Sarah one day, I'm like, "Oh my god, I'd turn the group chat off." Like, that is like 100 messages in an hour. And I was like, "Okay."
Is that
Easy.
buzzer beater?
Yeah.
Or, oh, okay.
And now there's different threads. There's the cat pimp thread,
Yeah.
which I wish was more exciting. It was actually someone trying to rehome a cat.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we don't get too many messages in there.
not anymore.
Yeah.
But they end up like in the book club and it's so great that people have that outlet and that hockey provides. It's so much more than just the game, the practice, the whatever. It's a whole community of people. And I think with my experience, at least with like, especially in the adult women's side, is they're so much more supportive of each other than the rest of the world is. And
Yeah.
not just at hockey, but just in life. Like
Yeah.
they really care for their teammates and like they are going through this experience of especially the younger or not younger, but newer players, um, where they're going through this hard, scary, stressful thing together. And so they kind of share that bond with like, oh, we're in this together, we're learning together, we're figuring it out together. Um, and it's really fun to watch from the outside.
Mhm.
But it's just such a different community, and there's a lot of people looking for community. So hockey is a great way to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
a great space to become, better physically and just like emotionally and have that support and that community. Yeah.
Yep.
Because like you said, it can be hard, especially when you're in, your adult years is kind of your work, but sometimes you need a break from that. And then it's your kids, but sometimes you also need a break from that. Or as moms, sometimes you feel like you lose yourself in kind of those times where it's like you are your children, but you are also your own independent soul.
Yep.
And getting out there and doing something for yourself that's rewarding physically and mentally is so nice. And that is it does feel unique because even with my kids' sports, like we play baseball and lacrosse, and there just is not that same community feel
No.
that hockey has. And part of it's, it takes a lot longer to get dressed. So
Yeah, you're all stuck in that little locker room.
yeah.
It's like therapy on and off the ice.
Yes,
Because we have our little therapy session before and after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Unless you're gonna change to Augsburg in the lobby.
Yeah,
well, then, right? Then you only get the therapy session before
you.
you have to take your equipment out, and then after is kind of hit or miss depending on
Which corner you ended
which
up in.
player. Yeah, sometimes you're with the enemy team, and maybe you don't want to talk to them because it was a rough game.
Yeah.
But it is. It's a small community and it's a very welcoming community. Although, like we've talked about on the podcast before, from the outside, sometimes it seems very intimidating and not welcoming. But I think once you kind of take that step to get in, like there's so many people around who are interested in supporting you, whether you're a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, or a 60-year-old. Like everyone is just happy that you're there.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome that you thank you to your friend who who encouraged you multiple times and didn't give up on you, and then you tried it, and then you also spread that love into your families.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ready? The last question. Did you give some thought to the last?
I don't. What was it again?
Oh, it's hers. If you don't like it, like her.
Okay. Okay.
So our last question for all of our guests is, what do you want your legacy in hockey to be?
Oh. Okay, I did think about this, and I don't really have anything that I want to be a legacy, but I really do want people to know, if I can do it, you could do it. I mean, just give it a try, because you just don't know. I mean, again, I had no clue that I would love hockey as much as I do. So yeah, just if I can do it, you can do it. I don't know.
It's a good legacy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Leading by example is a great legacy to have.
Right.
So,
Right. And it's not just one type of person who, jumps into the game and loves it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different.
so there's room for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. Figure skaters are great.
Yep.
Get them in, and
Yeah. They just have to learn.
yeah.
They got to bend their knees a bit
Yeah.
more.
I was teaching, or I helped Mike with the beginners clinics years ago, and there was this figure skater who, actually a couple of them, and so they knew the skating on figure skates, and then the sticks were all new, and we're standing in line, and I'll never forget this line, and I tease them when I see them, but they're standing there, and they said, the skating's fine, but these sticks are such a nuisance.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not used to. At least they have pads, so when they fall, they don't get hurt. I think that whenever I watch the figures here,
They're so brave.
yeah, that hurts.
Or dumb. One of the two.
Now that I'm coaching it, I'm on the ice with less equipment a lot. Like,
Yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah. Oh my
It
gosh. Yeah.
hurts a lot when you fall.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not even going full speed when I'm coaching.
My breezers have a built-in recliner. Yeah, padding the better.
Yeah, extra padding on the breezers. Mine is the shin pads. If I'm without my shin pads,
And you still get bruises. Like the puck always finds that place where there's no padding.
yeah, I got a bruise right here now on my ankle.
I had one here and then one here.
But it's still fun. Even if it's the bruises.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
They're little badges.
I broke my leg and I came back. Or my ankle, but yeah.
Oh. At hockey?
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I came back.
Yeah.
Came back. Yeah.
You're hooked.
That's how much fun it is, ladies. Even if you get hurt, we also
Yeah.
had someone get hurt and she couldn't wait.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was there at that game.
Oh, we were not.
Yeah. You guys weren't, but I was there.
We're just getting these like traumatic text messages. I'm like, oh my god, what happened?
But it's still fun. It's still a great game.
Yep.
And thank you so much for being an example.
Thanks
And
for having me.
for bringing more and more ladies
Yes.
into the game. We need more people like you to be that kind of ambassador to.
All my friends now are hockey, so it's not, I have to expand my get more people in the game.
Yep. Well, keep pulling them in.
Okay.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you.
And to end the podcast, I want to remind all you ladies out there that we belong in hockey and we deserve to be part of the greatest game in the world.
Yep. And don't forget to invite somebody else in.